Atlanta Falcons were the team that had arguably the most exciting free agency, and probably the most notable move that they made was the signing of quarterback Kirk Cousins. And I've done a detailed video talking about not just the Kirk Cousins moves, but some of the other moves that the Falcons made in free agency. So definitely check out those videos if you want to know more about the contract details of those contracts. Now, the Falcons' approach to free agency was primarily looking to focus on the offensive side of the ball, especially the wide receiver position, and adding speed to that position group. Because if you look at the players that they had at the wide receiver position, they had a guy in Drake London who's an excellent wide receiver, but he's more of a possession guy. He's a 6'4", 50-50 ball type guy that you want to utilize on a lot of those jump ball situations. And they brought in a guy like Darnell Mooney from the Chicago Bears, who's a really good deep threat and can stretch the field, sort of take the top end of a defense. And it was something that he did very, very well when he was with the Chicago Bears. They also bring in Rondell Moore from the Arizona Cardinals, somebody who I believe is primarily going to be utilized as a slot receiver because he is 5'7", and his game is more predicated on quickness. So don't be surprised if you see him being used on jet sweeps and touch passes. Now, I think the player that is going to benefit the most from the moves that the Falcons have made in free agency is tight end Kyle Pitts. And the reason why I say that is because he hasn't quite lived up to being the number 4 overall pick in the NFL draft a few years ago. And I think a lot of it has had to do with the fact that he hasn't played with a quality quarterback. And I think some of these other skill position players that the Falcons are bringing in are going to help him maximize his potential and utilize his versatile skill set a lot more. Now, for the Atlanta Falcons, they were very, very competitive last season when it came to making a run for that NFC South title, but they came up a little bit short. And it'll be interesting to see how they do this year, because with the moves that they made in free agency, that's definitely what they're gearing up for. Now, I want to hear from football fans in the comment section down below, specifically Falcons fans. What are your thoughts on the moves that the Falcons made in free agency, and how do you guys feel about their chances at winning the NFC South title this year?